My final Watch Me Viz for Makeover Monday. I am retiring from Makeover Monday officially this time. I know I said I was retiring before and I came back a year later, but it's just simply taking up too much of my time now with a new baby and everything. I need to change my focus, and I hope you understand. I'm sure you do. But I also have this very special guest this week. Oh, and before I get to that, I am talking to two people, very exciting, that I'm going to try to convince to take over Makeover Monday. I'm not going to tell them how much work it actually is, but it actually takes me about 4 hours a week. So just to give you some perspective on that. But today I have joining me Sophie Sparks, and she is going to be doing some live sketching today. Do you want to tell us a bit about that, Sophie?
Yeah, hi Andy. So this being your final Makeover Monday, I thought it'd be quite fun to viz out your process of what you do. I'm watching all your previous Watch Me Vizes, the stages you go through from formatting to analysis to the incredible amount of time it actually takes to build the dashboard to put together. So I thought I would track each minute what the main activity you're doing, prepping the data, doing analysis, or things related to formatting or dashboarding, and then note down
Okay.
every time you make a calculation, a set of parameter or an action, and if that
Wow.
has to do what that has to do with it. So I'll do it live, and you should be able to see it on the screen
Holy
from the
moly.
angle.
All right.
It's all over your
This is
face.
going to be like super cool. And I saw you did one recently for, was it a user group or something? I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, they're good
Yeah.
fun. It's a way to make you pay attention.
Oh, that's good. This is really exciting. I hope it's not like some caricature or something that comes back. I guess it kind of is like a caricature, isn't it? Just with
Kind of,
data.
but it's like your LinkedIn picture profile. So if you don't like it, there's bigger
Yeah.
problems there.
Yeah, exactly. And in the let's see. So Sophie, there's also a chat in the live stream window. You can see the chat on the right hand side on the buttons. If you have any questions along the way, please feel free to leave them in the chat. Both Sophie and I are can see the chat. And let's go ahead and get started. So Sophie, I'm going to hide you. Sorry about that. If you want to chime in, feel free to unmute or whatever you feel like doing. All right. And so this week for Makeover Monday. Oh, first off, there was a question that came up on LinkedIn the other day about where to find data sets. And I thought that I would point out that just on data.world on the Makeover Monday page, there's 269 data sets, and they're all unique. There's no duplicates of anything. So if you ever need a data set, you can just search on, just look at the Makeover Monday site on data.world. And then on the Makeover Monday website, there's also additional data sources for every week from week 1 of 2016 all the way through week 42 of 2017. So that's another 90 some data sources out on the Makeover Monday website. I don't know what's going to happen to those when we switch over owners and Makeover Monday, but even if you only have access to data.world, there are 269 data sets there for you. So let's have a look at the data source for this week. And the idea actually, it did come from Sophie, so credit to her, that she asked me a question about, she wanted to do this live drawing and was just asking me kind of what kind of time it took me to do these makeovers. And I thought I'd look at my YouTube stats, and you can see some things here. These are all of the Watch Me Viz live streams that I've done. I think there's, I don't know, we can look when we get into Tableau about how many there are. So these are just kind of the viewership stats over time. You can see clearly there where I took a break. So let me actually open this in a new tab. So you can see right here is when I decided I was not going to do Makeover Monday for a while. And that's when Charlie and Eva did it as well. So looks like it was really popular at the beginning and it's kind of died off. So maybe that's another reason to stop doing it. So this is one part of the data. I also have additional metrics for things like, and this took me quite a while to put together. We've got the video title, when it was published, but just the date. It doesn't have the time, average numbers of viewers, average viewer duration, etc. The one thing I was hoping to get in here, but it was a monumental pain, so I decided to drop it, was to bring in the length of each Watch Me Viz. So unfortunately, I could have done it, but I didn't feel like spending 5 or 6 hours trying to get some time data into Tableau. Plus, Tableau is terrible working with time data, so I couldn't be bothered. So this is the data we get for this week. Oh, I also have columns here for which Makeover Monday week it lines up with, because I didn't necessarily always do the Watch Me Viz on the Monday that the data was released. So let's go into Tableau and have a look at the data here. So I've already gone ahead and connected to it. 1 second here. I got to make sure that, okay. Eva lost the dog on her walk today, or the dog lost Eva, actually, I think. Oh, by the way, Sophie, this is very exciting. We got contacted by a golden retriever breeder yesterday about getting another puppy. So it's probably a really dumb idea, but it's also very exciting because it's a golden retriever. So I'm going on serious tangents for some reason today. Okay, so here's part of the problem with Tableau and working with time. So if we look at this average view duration, let me flip back over to data.world here. We can see that the duration is just hour, minutes, and seconds, but Tableau interprets that with dates. It doesn't allow you to do just time. So now it's saying 12:09 07 a.m., which it's not. It actually is 9 minutes and 7 seconds. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do that. I know the average duration is never over. Let me see if I can somehow sort this. I can't. Oh, maybe I can. Let me sort by. No, that doesn't do it either. Okay. I'm going to look at maybe the view duration. Maybe I can strip out just the minute and the seconds on there. That might be the easiest way to do it. I don't know. The number of hours of watch time. Okay, that's in a decimal place, so I'm okay with that. I'm just going to leave it like that, 47.2 or 57.2 hours. I'm okay with that. And then the number of likes. I'm not sure if this data set's going to prove interesting at all, but let's give it a go. So the first thing I want to do is I want to look at how many records there are. So I'm just going to bring in my count field here, and there are 107 different Watch Me Viz live streams. Okay, so we could, so the first thing I was going to do is look at the average view duration. So I'm going to just go ahead and bring in each individual record, and we can see we've got, 516, 532. So I want to see if I can pull out the minutes and the seconds. So I'm going to create a calculated field. I'm going to call this one average view minutes. And I think there's a function. No, there's not. So date, I'm going to do date part. And I think I can do minute as a date part. I don't know if I've ever actually done that. So I'm going to try it and see what happens here. And then the field I'm going to use is average view duration. And that's it. Okay, so that comes back as a number. So let me just drag that in here. Oops. Put that on the, we get 5, 6, 7. Okay, great. So that looks good. So the longest average view duration was 12:17. That makes me kind of sad, but that's okay. I know you don't love me, but it's fine. And let me now duplicate this one, and I'm going to make this average view seconds. And let's see if we can somehow, it's probably just second, not minutes. Let's see. Okay, so if I put that there, and let me swap those around. So here we've got, wait, nope, swap them back around the other way. We've got 516, 532. Okay, so those look good. So I guess the question now is, I could probably convert that to, maybe I'll convert the seconds to divided by 60 and convert it to a decimal. So you get like a percentage of a minute. What do you think of that, Sophie? Like if I have 5 minutes and 16 seconds, should I make it like 5.25 minutes? What do you think of that? I can't hear you, by the way, if you might be on mute. I'm just trying to think, because Tableau is so bad about working with time. I'm just not sure how that's going to work. Well, let me just see what it does. So let me create a new calculated field, and let's call this average view duration. Okay, so I want to take the average view in minutes, and I want to divide that by, I'm going to do brackets, the average view seconds divided by 60. So now if we bring that into the view, right. did I do something wrong there? Average view duration. So I take the number of seconds and divide it by, oh, no, this should be plus, not divided by. Okay, there we go. So 5.25. I'm going to go with something like that just because I know it's actually something I can work with. All right. So let's so let's leave it at that. I'm just doing a bit of data cleanup at this point. Okay, so what can I do next? So I'm going to compare the Makeover Monday week and year. So I'm going to combine those two fields together. So I'm just going to call this Makeover. I'll just call it Makeover Monday. It's not a date. Call it year/week. And I'm going to just bring in the Makeover Monday year. And I'm going to convert that to a string. And then I'm going to add to that W, and then plus the Makeover Monday week. Oh, and this needs to be a string as well. And let's just see what we get here. So we should get 2020. Okay, we still get 101. Did I get 101 before? Oh, I know I'm getting only 101 here when I got 106 before, because some of the videos actually had to be chopped up into two parts because I may have accidentally killed the live stream or something. And then we can look at maybe the number of likes for each of these. I get lots of zeros, so that's not particularly great, is it? Okay, so week 39 of 2020 is 52 likes, etc. Okay, so let me swap that around and then do this as a set it to entire view and set it as a line chart. Okay. So some of these weeks I just didn't do them. So that's probably why. So if I look at the number of views as well. Oh, no, I do have views. I just didn't get any likes. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so this is just the Makeover Monday likes over time. So this is likes by week. And I'm going to duplicate that, and maybe I'll look at it as views by week. Okay, so we get those two things together. And now I'm going to actually look at them as a scatter plot. So I'm going to compare the number of likes to the number of views. And I want to do that for each week. So I get something like that. I wonder why I don't have any. The likes are 0. That's very unusual, but that's okay. I'm going to make these circles. And I think I'm going to filter this just to see. It just seems strange to me that there would be 0 likes. So I wonder if it's a problem with the data. So I'm just going to filter those out for now. And then maybe I'll create this as a quadrant chart. So I'm just going to bring on an average line for the table. So I get something like that. And now I'm going to create a quadrant chart. So let's call this one, let's call this above average likes. And the calculation here is going to be the sum of likes is greater than the window average of the sum of likes. So the window average sum of likes is what is represented by my average line. So hit OK. So let me explain that again. So if I edit my reference line, you can see if you want to write this as a table calculation, what you could do is, let me just change this to text. You could just type in the word window underscore. So window underscore average, and then sum of likes. That gives you the reference line. So hopefully that's helpful. All right. And then, so if I put that on color, and we want to compute that using every week, you see we get two colors. One is above the average line and one is below the average line. Perfect. Okay, so let's now duplicate this and call this second one above average views. And all I'm going to change here is my views. Come on. Hit OK. And now if I drag that onto color, notice that Tableau actually replaces that, but I got one on the left, one on the right. So I'm going to actually drag average likes onto the detail shelf. And again, I'm going to compute it using month, year, week. And I'm going to then click on the little dots next to it and choose color. So now what I've done, I'm going to rearrange them. And now I've got a quadrant chart, and I have two colors on my marks card, or sorry, two colors on two fields on my color shelf. So you can do this with discrete fields. So Tableau is giving me kind of orangey colors for above average. One is light, one is dark. And then blue colors for below. And then we've got light and dark. So 4 colors there. So let's do a bit of formatting here. So I'm going to go with this lightning color palette, which I've enjoyed lately. So the upper right, I'm going to have as a dark purple. And then I want above average likes to be a light purple. And then the false true, we'll make that a dark blue and make that. Okay, so what does that look like? Okay, so we get something like that. Maybe I'll try the greenish colors. Those might contrast a bit better. Okay, yeah, that's a bit better. So I've got my darker colors to the right and my lighter colors to the left on the number of views. So just a simple quadrant chart looking at the number of views versus likes. So let me go ahead and remove those from the tooltip. And now I just see the week, the number of likes, the number of views. But it would probably be useful to put the video title on the detail as well. But now my view broke because I need to now fix my table calculation. So I need to make sure that both are checked so that it's comparing each individual mark to everything else. And now it messed up my colors. Okay, I'll come back to that later to fix it. So now I can see when I hover over, I've got the video title, the week, and the number of likes and number of views. Okay, let me actually fix this to put a space in before the W. There we go. So 2020 week 41, etc. Okay. What does that tell me? Pretty much nothing, but that's okay. And any, let's see, any other comments here? So I see some comments coming through. Hi, Kobe. And Mark, there's a couple of 28s. I guess that must mean likes. Convert it all to seconds. I do that frequently for views, about 2.5 minutes. So Mark, you could convert it to seconds. That's a good point. The problem is, I think it's more confusing to say it's, 352 seconds than it would be to be, how many minutes is that? However many minutes that is, something minutes. Okay. So there's that. This is our quadrant chart. What else could we do? Because we're looking at, we could look at the data over time, but that's kind of what I'm doing with the week and the year. So let me look at it by the published date instead. And I'm just going to focus. Let's see, average percent viewed. So there was a week when 50 average percent viewed. What does that mean again? So about 50% of the video was viewed. So that's a long time to be watching a live stream. So that's really good. Okay, so that's that. Oh, maybe on my quadrant chart, I could look at likes versus, let me just duplicate this. Maybe I should look, instead of likes versus views, maybe I should look at views versus average percentage viewed. Okay, and now I need to create this calculation again. So edit. So above average percent duration. So this will be that. And oops, yeah, that. Okay, and then we don't want to look at likes. We're looking at views. So let's put that at the top. And then average duration, let's put that on that color. And I need to do it for every item in the view. Okay, so there we go. So this is looking at the number of views. Let me swap this around maybe. No, I'm just trying to see which way it makes more sense. The average percent viewed compared to the number of views. I wonder if that could be, let's see what likes looks like. Oh, that might be a bit better. Okay, so let's try one more. And let's look at, oh, hello, troublemaker. Did you run away from mommy? Sorry, just saying hi to the dog. Okay, so above average, we want to get rid of above average views and put likes here instead. And let's edit this table calc. So this one is now looking at the number of likes compared to the percentage viewed. Now, I would have expected there to be a bit more relationship with this. You would think that people would view it longer if they like it, but this is just a complete scattergun. So basically, this is telling us that how long the people view the video has nothing to do with whether they like it or not. Okay, so Kevin Franklin had to work with time as a duration on a recent project. There's a formatting trick, Kevin. That's right. Notice the video ID column. Can we hyperlink the video to that title via action? Oh, that is an excellent question, Blake. I don't know. So Blake has a question that basically says, can we create a link like this? So if I go to, let me just go to youtube.com/Andy Kriebel. I'm just going to pull up a video. Let me just pull up maybe this one. And let's try. So I think what you're suggesting then is I'm just going to copy that ID. I think it's going to work actually. Let's just paste that in. And there we go. Yep, that works perfectly. So what we could do then, thank you for that, Blake. That's a great idea. So we can create a URL. Oh, let me just copy this. So what we would do is we would say v equals that, and then plus video ID. Okay. And then we could stick that in the tool. Do we want to do it as a tool? Well, let me just stick it in here for now. No. So that's not what we want to do. We want to, so URL, we want to put that on detail. Okay, and then I always forget how to do this. I think we need to insert some kind of action or something. Yeah, I think we have to do like a worksheet actions. We want to do a go to URL action. We're going to do it just on sheet 8 for now. We'll do it on the menu. And then the URL is URL. So let's see what that does now. So if I hover over it, hyperlink. All right. Yeah. So that works. So if you want to do hyperlinks, that's how you would do that. So thank you very much, Blake, for that idea. Colby, were the videos in the top left quadrant all around the same posting time, i.e. almost all recent posts? Okay. So Colby, which which one are you referring to? Probably this one, I'm guessing. So this is likes versus views. So I can't really say which year they are. What I could do is if I make this discrete, and then let me add that to color as well and see what happens. So we're looking, yeah, so that doesn't really do anything. No, they're not necessarily all. I think that's what you're saying. Okay, so that didn't tell me anything. Okay, were the videos in the top right corner? Oh, so that's the same question twice. A bit late. Okay. So what else could we do here? We could even maybe parameterize this. I know Sophie's going to draw something if I say the word parameter. So if I create a parameter and say the word parameter, then she's going to have to draw more parameters on her drawing. So we'll see if she can keep up with all of my uses of the word parameter. So I'm going to actually I'm going to create 2 parameters, one for the x-axis and one for the y-axis. So, oops, it's not a calculated field. Let's create a parameter. So for now, I'm just going to call this my x-axis. And I'm going to make it a string and a list. So let's call this one average view duration. And then we had likes, views. We could also put in there maybe watch time. And was there a fourth one? I don't think there was. I think that, yeah, so that's 4. Okay, and then let me duplicate that and rename this one as the y-axis. Okay, so let me actually, I'm going to duplicate this sheet, show both of my parameters. And now I need to create calculations that bring back those values. So I'm going to create it actually so that I can see what it's doing. I'm just going to make that a list. So create a calculated field. I'll just call this x-axis. Easy enough. All right, so I'm going to use a case statement. Case x-axis. So when they choose average view duration, then I want to do average view duration. That one. When they choose likes, then I want to do likes. When it is views, then views, and oh no, and then I want to say else, watch time. Okay, so that is good. And now I can duplicate that calculation and change this to y-axis. And then I'm just going to swap out my parameter here. Okay, so both those are good. Let me make this a single value list. And now I need to do my colors for my quadrant. Okay, so I'm going to call this one above average, and I'll just call this one x-axis. So sum of x-axis, and then sum of x-axis. And then let's duplicate. And this would be y-axis. Then we're just going to swap out the measures. Okay, so now I should be able to put x-axis on the columns and y-axis on the rows. And now they're the same. We get this diagonal because they're the same value over here in the parameters. So I could do something like that. And then I need to bring in my above average x-axis on one color, y-axis on the other color. And then I need to compute those by month in video, edit month in video. Okay, so now we get something like that. And now we can play around with the different views. So if I want to compare views to likes or likes to watch time, something like that. So let me edit my axis now. And my title is going to be y-axis here. And then this title is going to be my x-axis. Okay, so now those titles will dynamically change as oh, that one looks neat. Views versus watch time. Almost looks like somebody blowing a trumpet or something. 2021, 2020. Yeah, so that's that's a relatively interesting one. So what I would do then is I would probably change my title. Let's see. Watch Me Viz. I'm just going to make it something boring right now. X-axis versus y-axis. Okay, so now as I change these around, I should see different things. Okay, great. So average view duration versus watch time, something like that. Okay, perhaps like rate. So likes divided by views on a quadrant chart. So Blake, that's another good idea. So Blake Fiza says perhaps we could create a view that is a like rate, which would be the number of likes, divided by the number of views. I don't think I would call it a like rate, though. That would be more of a ratio, because people can. The only problem with doing that is the same person could view the video more than once. So it just depends. I guess we would have to count that. So let's just see what it looks like. So maybe what I'll do is I'll just edit my parameter. No, let's not do that. Yeah, let's edit our parameter. And then I'm going to add in here like ratio, like to, you said like to views ratio. And then the other one was retention rate, average percent viewed. So we have how do you think we should calculate, Blake? How do you think we could calculate that retention rate? So average percent viewed, because we have the number of views, but we don't have the number of people, individual people. So I'm not sure what you mean by retention rate there. Average percent viewed. We've got percent duration. Okay, let's just add this one in here for now. And now I'm going to edit my two calculations. So, actually, let me create that calculation. Let's call this, this is going to be like to view ratio. Okay, let me just hit OK here for now. I need to edit my parameter and make this likes, not like. Likes. And I forgot to add it to this one. Okay, so let me now add the calculation. So this is going to be the sum of likes divided by the sum of views. Okay, and then actually, would it make sense to do it the other way around? So if we do views to likes, it's almost like how many views does it take to get one like? I think I might like that idea better. What do you guys think? So in the chat, if you could tell me which one makes a bit more sense to you. So we've got likes to views, which is going to be basically of all of the views, what percentage of them turned into likes. And then the other way around would be how many views did it take to get a like? So it could be where it took 10 views in order to get one like. Maybe we'll do both. So let me just duplicate this. That's an easier way to solve the problem. So view to like ratio. Okay, so what I'm going to do then is let me just cut that. Okay. And then now let me edit my parameter. Views to likes ratio. Okay. And then let's edit this one and add that same variable in there. All right, so now I need to edit my X and Y axis calculations. So I'm going to add in my other, so I'm going to say when this is watch time. Then I want to do watch time. When they choose likes to views ratio. Then likes to views ratio. And then when views to likes ratio. And views to like ratio. Okay, so now we're getting an error message because we're trying to mix aggregates and non-aggregates. So because our calculations, if I just open up my window here a bit, our like to view ratio is already aggregated inside of it. So we have the sum of likes divided by the sum of views, where the average view duration is not aggregated. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to type in sum here. And if I highlight that and then double click on sum, it just wraps the calculation. So it saves me a bit of typing. Something like that. So a bit faster. And then I'm going to just, maybe I'll just copy this part. And then edit my y-axis. Oh, come on. Oh my gosh, what the heck? And then I want to just do that. Okay, now those are both broken because I need to fix this here. So this is just going to be x-axis, the window average of the x-axis. And then let's edit this one. Okay. And then I need to replace these now. Okay, so that still looks the same. Now, if I do views to likes, and I want to compare that to maybe the view duration, something like that. So what views to likes is telling me is how many views does it take to get one like. So that's maybe kind of like a measure of quality of the video, perhaps. Views to likes. So, and obviously if I do something like that, that there should be some kind of correlation there. So watch time. Yeah. All right. So let me look at this then as a line chart. So let's do our view to like ratio. Okay, I've got a big gap there because again there weren't any live streams. So in this particular video, let me put the video title in the tooltip. So this particular video, people were obviously not very interested in it, and it took almost 59 views to get one like. So not a lot of love that week. Where let's see, this would have been last week. It took 4 likes to get one. 4 views to get one like. So much better level of performance there. So I think that makes more sense. Right. Okay. So let's try a couple other things then. I'm just going to try maybe a heat map. So let me change this to discrete. Let me just swap it around, fit width. And let's maybe do view to like ratio on color. And that doesn't really tell me anything. So that's great. We could look at some other time series. So let's look at maybe the year and the month. Let's see. If I make this, let's make this one weekday, and let's make this one month. And let's just start with a couple different metrics here. So most of them were on Tuesdays. That's interesting. I would have thought I did most of them on Mondays. So let's just put count on here first. Yeah, so most of the live streams were on Tuesdays. That's interesting. I would have thought I would have done them on Mondays. Huh. Okay. So like to view ratio, view to like ratio. I was just wondering if so you tend to like things later in the year. Maybe, don't know why that is, but it is. So September's you like in particular, Tuesdays in September. Okay, so nothing there either. Just trying lots of different charts. So far, so Baker, the fact that these views are not unique affect that indicator of quality. Yeah, that's what I mentioned earlier, Baker. The same person can watch it twice, but they can only like it once. So it could slightly affect the, at least I'm pretty sure that YouTube only counts So there's a metric called unique views, and then there's another one called views. So I think what you're thinking about that would make more sense would be unique views. But anyway, this is just another metric we could use. Okay. So Mark says before or after hiatus, maybe the published date is different from the live date. What do you mean by the published date, Emmanuel? I could have sworn that I had the Makeover Monday date in there. Let me look back at the data set. I could have sworn that I had Watch Me Viz. I could have sworn that I had the date that was associated with each Makeover Monday week and year. Oh, that's a bummer. Did I save that somewhere? Probably not. I did not. Okay, well, tough. Yeah, so it could be, well, they would have all been published on the dates were always Mondays for Makeover Monday when the data set was released, or at least that's the date that's on the website. I don't remember if I did them on Mondays or Tuesdays. Okay. So what do you like so far? Any comments in the chat there? So let me just go back to my slide sorter view here. We've got a couple of line charts, quadrant charts. I don't really see any stories sticking out so far. If I go back to the best one to look at is probably this quadrant chart, the one that we can play around with different ideas. So I do like the views to likes ratio. So let me put that on. I think I like that on the y-axis. But then it doesn't make sense to compare it to views because there's going to be, you would think there'd be, yeah, does that? So yeah, I don't think that tells me anything. Watch time. Again, doesn't necessarily tell me anything. Oh, I have an idea. I'm going to create another, let's just call this hour. I'm going to call this one size. And I'm going to duplicate this calculation and call this one size. And size here. Okay. So let me show that parameter, show it as single value list, and put the size field onto size. And now let's see. So now I can compare three metrics at the same time. So let's say I want to do average view duration. How does that affect likes? And then we could size it by number of views, something like that. So now we can see three things at the same time. Does it tell us much? I don't know. It's just another data point or just another way to visualize it. Okay. This isn't great. Let me put the year here. Let's see if okay, so there were no live streams in 2022. Really? Okay, maybe there weren't. Surely there were live streams in 2022. I would have thought I would have. Did I only bring them back this year? Yeah. There should definitely be some in 2022. That is strange. Maybe I messed something up here. So I've got some missing records here. I wonder if those are all the ones with no likes. Oh, there we go. Okay, so 2022 is missing because that's the year that has the weird number of likes. Okay, let me see if I can actually pull that data out of YouTube. So let's go to analytics, and then we want to go to where is it here? No, content, and where is it here? that's not the right place. Yeah, I think this is it. Top videos. Okay, I think this is how I did it. Yeah. Okay, so we want to look at, we want to filter by live or on demand. So these were live. And I want to do views by, I just want to do views. That's all. Why this is such a pain to, so let me bring up just 2022, for example. Okay. Yeah, so here's the views for those. The problem is it's now going to be a pain to line these up. Ugh. How many of them are here? 1, 2, 3. How many records is that? Okay, let me try this. So I'm going to download the data. Okay, so let me try something here. Oh no, I wanted to see likes, so I need to get rid of that. Don't save. I need to also see likes here. More metrics. It's not post likes. Where is it here? Impressions, views, members, interactions, likes. Okay, so likes, impressions, views. Okay, there we go. So let me now download this. And I'm just going to copy that and paste it into, where's the other file? Okay, so what I'm going to do now is oh, this isn't the right. Okay, so all of the ones from 2022. Oh, so some of them for 2023 are missing as well. Okay, so let me go back. Nice data prep exercise. This is just wonderful. So let me do custom here. And let's make this through 2023. Oh. Yeah, see, I'm getting the zeros again here. Interesting. Yeah. Okay, so it looks like must be something with the YouTube metrics. So I'm not going to worry about that. All right, so that's why 2022 had dropped out. So let's get rid of that. So I'm not sure if I should get rid of those or not. Curious about any trends year over year with some of those metrics. So Blake, we could look at some year over year trends. The problem is I didn't do I didn't do all of the videos every week. So I could I could look at maybe like perhaps like views per week. So let me just try that. So views per week. And this is going to be the sum of the views divided by the count distinct of the everybody year week. Okay, so we could look at that and look at it by year. So Oh, well, this is a good reason to kind of stop doing it, isn't it? So the number of views per year have gone down. Sorry, the number of views per week have gone down about a third of what it was in 2020. Oh, that's just wonderful, isn't it? So this is our views per week. All right. Well, that's makes me sad. But okay, it's okay. It gives us a metric. We could also look at watch time then, I guess, right? So let me duplicate this. This would be watch time per week. And let's see what that one looks like. So yeah, same sort of pattern there, which makes sense. You would think that those two would go together. Let me flip it because it'll be a bit easier to look at the, no, switch it back. What other metric could we look at then? Average view duration. Likes I don't want to do because we have those zeros, so that's not going to help. We could just look at average percentage viewed. So let's just make this an average. Okay, so that didn't change much. What else? We could look at average view durations. What does that look like? So it's just that. Okay. So let me duplicate this one. Average view duration per week. And I would expect that, yes, so that's gone down as well. Okay, so the story here is it's a great time to end Watch Me Viz because I'm putting a lot of time into it, but nobody's watching. So Rashul, Rushil, yeah, so Rashil, the live streams, it's not counting views only when it's live, it's counting views of all time. So if you're in another country where you can't view it during live and you watch it later, that just counts toward the video. It's not really counting it toward the what am I trying to say? It's not counting it. What the hell am I trying to say? Yeah, it just adds it to the total. Okay, so these are three pretty interesting graphs, right? So I'm going to get rid of this one. And I wonder if I should put like the 3-year decline in here or something like that. So let's see, views versus 2020. So I could say something like how would I want to do this as a level? Let's see. Let me just do it this way. Let me just duplicate this and add a table calculation that is the percent difference from relative to 2020. Okay, so viewership is down almost 60%. Okay, so that might be a metric worth using then, I think. Okay, views to likes, watch time with year on the okay, so this would be, this is not views per week, is it? Yeah. So now if what I could do then is I could say something like, I don't know if this will work or not. So if last equals 0, then that. And okay, so that gives me just the one bar. So now I can put that onto the detail shelf here. and then I can stick it in the tooltip or in the header. So apply, right? Okay, so that works. Let's see. So this is views per week, 2023 versus 2020. Right, and then let's set the default number format as a percentage to let's just say 0 decimals. That's fine. So it's 59% down. Okay, so let me change my default number format. So I'm going to include a, let's call this up. And then let's do another one. Down. Okay, so now that should give me an arrow instead of that. Okay, so that's views per week are down over the entire period. Okay, so views per week, default properties, number format. Let's just set this to a number to 0 decimals. All right, great. So I think that's helpful. And I'm going to do something. So let's say is 2023. So this would be Makeover Monday year equals 2023. I'm just going to put this on color so I can kind of highlight that one bar. So let's make that one. I do have a Makeover Monday color palette, so maybe I should use that. So let's make that one blue and make this one maybe a light blue. Okay, something like that. So now 20, I'm just trying to make 2023 stand out. Let me uncheck show header. I could do all the formatting later. All right, so views per week are down 44% versus 2020. All right, so what do you think about that so far? There may be more views during the COVID lockdowns. Could be. That's a good point, Kobe. So let's now, what I'm going to do now is think of the other key metrics that have worked well with this. So we have watch time. We could just look at watch time. Or was it watch time per week? I think is what we're looking for. Yeah, watch time per week. Yeah, so that's like, what is that? I'm trying to remember what that is. I think that's like hours and minutes. So let me number format. Let me just go 1. Okay, so then, and then we can hide that. And then what I want to do here is views per week. What's this field called? 2020. Okay, so let me duplicate that. So this would be watch time. Okay, so I want to do watch time per week. Watch time per week. Watch time per week. Watch time per week. Is that all of them? 1, 2, 3. Yep. And then I could take that field and put that there. And then I just need to fix it here. Come on. Oh, up in there. No, I don't want to do that. So that's okay. What's going on here? Oh, it's missing again. So people aren't watching, people aren't viewing. Was there another metric that was important? Let's see, what were the other ones? Could possibly do the views to likes ratio. Okay, so let's do one more. All right, so this is going to be views to like ratio. Yep. Okay. Oh, but we've got the problem with 2022 now, so that's not going to work. So we can't do that one. So what we got views, we've got watch time. We don't want to do likes because we're missing some. What else? So watch time, views. Is there anything else that's interesting? Oh, did we look at the percentage viewed? Yeah, so that's not, and that doesn't make sense. So this would need to be an average. Okay, so this one is average percentage viewed. So I think I can rename this as percent of video viewed. And then I will now per week. So this will be the, I think I'm going to sum this up and divide by the count distinct of the, actually, let me do it this way. So this should be, where'd my field go? Oh, this one here. So should it be the sum of percent viewed? No, I don't think I need to do this. I think I'm overcomplicating this one. So that should be that, right? And then let's undo and then duplicate. Watch time. Okay, and then these all need to be an average. Okay, there we go. Right. All right. Learned so much from these clips over the years. People have more time to unskill during lockdowns. Yeah, so Gerard, pre-2019 data would be great, but I didn't do the live streams then. So yeah, kind of a tough one for me there. I wish I did. Okay, so this is percent of video viewed. So I need to format this as a percentage to one. No, not a percentage. I'm going to do it as a number, 1 decimal, and I just want to put a percent sign after it. There we go. Okay. So now I can hide the header. Okay. So now let's format the view, get rid of the grid lines, get rid of the 0 lines, and get rid of the axis rulers. And then I'm going to copy the formatting and then paste the formatting, and then paste the formatting. Okay, there we go. All right, so that looks good. So now should this just be the story, right? So I'm gonna, let me see, I'm gonna make this a lot shorter, and let's say I'll make it maybe 600, something like that. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'll just show you what I'm gonna do here. Okay, so I'm gonna start with my title. Why is dead? No, why Watch Me Viz is dead, not Makeover Monday. Okay. Okay. And I can make this nice and big. All right, so that's that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have like three blocks, one for each of those metrics. And that's just going to support the story. So it's going to be something like that. And then I need to have, this will be my container around the outside. And then I'm going to have another container that goes around these three, like that. Okay, so that's what I'm going to create. Okay, so let's start by, let me just, I'll keep the phone layout. So I want to bring in I'm going to float in a vertical container and set it to be the same size as my dashboard. I remember what size I made it. 600 by 300. And let's do some inner padding, maybe like 10 pixels. Okay, text. So this is going to be why Watch Me Viz has died. Okay, so let's make that like 18 and black, well, something like that. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in a horizontal container underneath of that one, and that's going to contain my three sheets. So that one, and that one, and that one. Okay, and then in the background, I've got this junk here. Okay, and then this container, I want to distribute evenly. And then around each of these, I want to put 10 pixels. So my outer padding, so on the right, it's going to be 6. And then, no, let me just make them all 10, make it easier. No, I want to do 0 for the outer. No, let's see. Let's do 10 for the outer and 10 for the inner. And then I want to put a border on. So let's do a border, maybe a light gray border, something like that. But that doesn't look quite right. So outer padding, let's make that 0. No, 5. Okay, so border is, which gray did I choose? That one, I think. No, that one. Which gray did I choose? Third one down. And then I think I said 5 here, and then 10 on the inner. Okay, so let's do that. And then 5 and 10. Okay. So now it looks like I probably need to make it wider. Yeah, something like that. And I could rotate the label and maybe format. Okay, so let's make this a nice small font. Maybe make it a light gray. Rotate, small and gray. Rotate, rotate, and then small and gray. Okay. All right. So highlighting 2023. Okay, so now let's see. So I could just center align all of this. And then maybe I'll make this smaller. Bold. Let me try that. Okay. Okay. Great. So let me now on this one, I need to put 5 there, and then also want to do 10 to get it off the edges. Okay. Hi, Maggie. Hello. Hello. Hi. It's only 4:30. Yeah. Okay. So maybe I wonder if I should color code these to be like a reddish color. But I don't know what my Makeover Monday red is. What is my Makeover Monday red color? Where is Makeover Monday? Actually, maybe what I'll do is I'll just make this one red, and then that takes care of it. So let's copy that. Okay. So now let's try that again. Okay. So what do you lift the dog into view? Oh, Maggie doesn't fit well. I've got a green screen in the background, and whenever she tries to come up, you can't actually see her. So it doesn't. She does make an appearance because it's dinner time in 27 minutes. So she starts begging around 4:30. Okay. Weird feeling sitting in Watch Me Viz for the Watch Me Viz is dead dashboard. All right, so throw some titles, some title ideas into the chat for me. And while you're doing that, why don't I turn it over to Sophie and she can show us what she did for her live drawings here. So Sophie, do you want to share your screen?
Sharing my screen,
There
so I
we
might
go.
just try and hold it up to camera. I just tried to do the airdrop, and it's the Monday where things are going wrong. So I will share this a bit better. It's a bit hard to see with the contrast, but I've colored in each square so far with what you've been doing and highlighted it over your face with what type of things you were doing, formatting or.
Can you send it to me? Like, can
I will.
you
Yeah.
message it to me? Because I
I'll
can show it on. I can share it on the screen then.
Yes. Cool. I will do that. Actually, I might be able to share it on my screen if I send it to myself as an image as well. Yeah, Andy, it's just one of those days, isn't it? Let me see.
Okay, so while you're doing that, I'm not getting any comments yet on what a good title would be for this. So maybe everybody's just really sad, and that's why they can't come up with any title ideas. Could be.
Watch Me Viz End of Days.
The end.
That's a bit dramatic, though.
Yeah. I like that one with Blake came up with, the end of an era. Watch Me Viz's decline unveiled. That's really good. I like that.
That's good.
Yeah. All right. Back over to you, Sophie.
Okay, let's see if where we go. Okay. Let's try sharing the screen. Cool. Okay. Can you see that guy a bit better? Let me know. Okay, so if you can see it, and I will put this out onto LinkedIn just afterwards. The yellow is where Andy was doing data prep, and there's a little bit in the middle where he jumped back in to try and find those missing 2022 figures. The red is when he's been doing analysis, and the purple down the bottom is where he's been building a dashboard. And when we run out of time, I will grey those in to say we've run out of time. The squiggly blue lines are when he was editing an existing calculation or dashboard. Yellow lines are a new worksheet or dashboard, and then the swirls are saying if it's a parameter or a calculator field. And so far, Andy, I haven't seen you jump into any dashboard actions, so we don't have any of those. Oh, we've got one, but not many more. Cool. Hopefully that's helped you. So you spent most of your time so far in actually doing analysis and not doing formatting, which is pretty good to learn about.
Yeah, that's pretty surprising too, because formatting is the bane of our existence with Tableau, isn't it? It isn't fun. Okay, so thank you for doing that. It's really, really cool. I don't know how you do all that fast and still pay attention and stuff. That's quite the art. Do you do this for people for like events and things? It might be really cool to do
Yeah,
for like a
if
tug, or
it would
you
be,
did it recently for a tug, right?
Yeah, I've done 2 tugs recently, the analytics tug and the Data
Mhm.
Plus Women Germany tug, and I'd love
Okay.
to do some more. But also, if people want something a bit fun, it's kind of like sketchnoting, but with data. So if you want something for a workshop or a annual meeting or something like that you're doing, I could always visualize claps or when people are, metrics around whatever's happening.
Yeah.
So
That
comments,
that is
claps, engagement, things like that. It's good
that
fun.
that is super cool, and people could then print these out on posters and things like
Hmm.
that. Yeah, that's really new. That's really cool. Is it a special software that you use to do that?
No, this is just Procreate. It's just a lot of
Wow.
prepping, setting up beforehand.
Oh, okay.
I can also
Okay.
do them for individual people if you want like a data portrait or a data badge. We make them at the Information Lab for our networking. Annie, I'm not sure if you've seen them the last few data school meet and greets. We've got data badges that show information about the people illustrated on.
Okay.
However, they are printed out in blue and black because the printer is very touchy, so it can't do many colors. But yeah, I can also design data badges or data
Yeah.
portraits if you want something a bit
Yeah.
different for an avatar for your social media.
That's very, very cool. Okay, so let me switch back on. So Sophie, I'm going to hide you back again. Turn on the stream. And yeah, so I've gone with Blake's suggestion here. So the end of an error, Watch Me Viz is dead, whatever we want to call it. I'm going to go with this. See, this is really annoying because I'm changing the font, but it's not changing the font. Medium. Let me unbold. There we go. And I could probably make it bigger because I've got more space. Okay. So yeah, thank you everybody for all of your thanks for all the suggestions today. Obviously, really enjoyed the participation from everybody. Thank you very much for attending over the years. It's been a really important part of my life to do this and to share things with you. I've got a lot of changes coming up soon. So if you don't subscribe to my newsletter, please do. If you just go to andykriebel.com and pop your email in there, I've got some exciting things coming up toward the end of the year and the start of next year, and I'll reveal them first in the newsletter. So in the meantime, again, thank you very much. You should hear something soon from your new hosts or your host or hosts or hostesses. You will find out soon. But hopefully the 2 people that I've asked to do it will do it. I'm pretty sure they will. So thank you very much, and everybody have a great week. Bye.